Everybody, welcome to the Wednesday, June the 4th version of Speaker Co-working with SpeakerHub. I'm Ron Story. I am the I don't know I'm the human that comes on here and talks every day. At SpeakerHub, I have a few titles. Mainly, I am the person that bakes the bread and takes it out the oven and burn my hand and do all of that stuff. And just the one that makes sure nobody else touches the stove over in customer success and customer support. And we're here to help you to learn how to get more business into your speaking business, how to make more money from your speaking business, and how to achieve your goals. So, yeah, we're going to start off with some wins, and then we're going to get into it. So, Lawrence, I know you had a win you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So in 2 hours, actually, I have a call with the administrator of an organization out in Arkansas. And if this goes as planned, they'll be bringing me in to speak for their summer camp. Now, they did make it known to me that all their funding goes towards their programs, but I'm quite sure I can negotiate getting my flight paid for at least.
No, it's incredible. Hey, man, ask. Ask and you shall receive. You have not because you ask not. You just ask.
Because a flight with the amount of funding and donations and grants that they get, they could cover my flight.
Yeah, it's easy. That's easy. It ain't that hard. Just ask, you know. And then if they can't, then figure out something else. But yeah. Any other wins? John got a new website he talked about. Anything else? No? All right, cool. Tando Mazabuko. Did I say it right?
Yes, you said it right.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. You want
I'm
to
just
introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, what you do.
okay. My name is Tando Mazabuga. I'm from South Africa. I was actually on a call with Saran, and she suggested that I come on today and just listen because she's going to be coming up onto my podcast soon. I do have a podcast called In Her Words. We empower women and share and document women's story from all over the world. And yes, basically that's what I do. Well, a small part of what I do.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. Are you a speaker or are you just podcasting right now?
I'm just podcasting right now, but she suggested that, I come here and listen to
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys and what you offer.
Okay, cool. No, I think that's I appreciate Saran making that suggestion. So basically what we do, we help anybody who has a voice to get that voice on more stages, whether that's more podcasts, more small speaking gigs, more large conference speaking gigs, corporate speaking gigs, or even press opportunities. So that's our main focus. And we want you to be able to do that. And at the same time, get paid for doing it, right? So it's one thing to do something for free, but if you can monetize your words, that makes it so much better for everybody. It's better for the world. The more money you make, the more people you can help. So she snapped the lights on and said, "Let there be light."
I'm sorry.
Like the God came into her room right then and there, Woof. Right out of Genesis. So, but no,
Amen.
there we go. There we go. So, any other comments, questions? Today's Wednesday. What y'all want to talk about? I can talk about a lot of stuff. I'm super duper excited about the future of Speaker Hub, but I know going into the summer, usually things take kind of a lull. And I'll tell you, the winners in January are made in the summer prior. So the speaking gigs that you will be trying to do early 2026, you should be booking them now. This is the time to pitch, because they're booking for January and February now. Some folks gonna come in August and be trying to pitch in August for January, and they're gonna be too late because they're gonna say, "Well, I had to take my kids to Disney World for 3 months. You took them to Disney World for all 3 months." No way you was at Disney World for 3 months. Go ahead, Lawrence. What were you going to ask?
Yeah, I was just going to bring up a comment you said right there about how it made me think of how we need to often think long term too. because I had a call a few months ago actually where they want to bring me in to speak to their audience of principals. Like they want me to come in and talk to the principals about why it is so important that the teens and young adults there get the resilience and all the stuff I do.
Mhm.
And that's planned for next March. And in we had that call in April, and it's
Yep.
planned for March of next year. So it's just important that we think long term and not just about the event in 2 months from now, because if you can if you can start building things now that you can reap later, you already have fruit on the tree. I hope that analogy
100%.
makes sense right there.
No, you hit it. You hit it right off the bat. I mean, that's how it is, man. I mean, um, as they used to say, you don't sow and reap in the same season, right? You don't plant the seeds and eat the fruit the same day. That's GMO. You don't want none of that. You don't want those genetically modified uh, organisms. I guess that's what the O stands for. But you don't want that. So I agree with you. Long term is important. Any topics, questions that you all have? If not, I will go into a topic that I want to discuss, and then we'll go from there.
I had a quick question for you, Chief. You
Yep.
just mentioned high level. That's what I've been actually just transferring all of my platform onto.
When I
Go-
mentioned go high level today.
yeah, you just said something about go high level with Ange
I
and
asked about the speaker scholars and where
Oh yeah, okay, all right. I'm like, I ain't talking about the go high level. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
yeah, I'm just trying to get some insight on how, maybe what you're using it for and
You don't
what
want
your
to know what
thoughts
we
are.
use, man. We spend about $6,000 a month on software,
Yeah,
right?
I'm up there in that range too. That's why I'm trying to convert everything to high level so I can try to eliminate as many as possible, it seems.
Yeah. So I mean, we tried everything from ClickFunnels to go high level to Microsoft Power BI to, I mean, every CRM out there, Pipe Drive. I've tried them all. Salesforce. We've tried everything, right?
Hmm.
And what we've learned is that none of them are perfect,
Hmm.
right? Everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses. We use for our basic emails, we use Go High Level, right?
Okay.
We use Go High Level as the front end, but on the backside, we have a email service provider that delivers the backside emails. So we use Trilio on the backside along with Mailgun, depending on which email. So I mean, our stack is pretty crazy. I
Right.
mean, like I, it's a headache to talk about, but
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm not the person to ask, but I can answer general questions. But Carlos would need to be on here to tell you all the technical stuff because I have no freaking clue.
Got it.
But I can answer questions about it. I've tried them all. And I gave my opinion, but you don't always, just because you own the company don't mean you get your vote always wins. I got voted out on this one, but I'll tell you my opinion about what I would do if I was you.
Yeah, yeah. Like you, I've tried all of the CRMs, since the late 90s. I've been CRM driven and process doing, and Go High Level seems to be a good fit. I just didn't know if you had any spins on it for
No, I mean, so here's the
speaker
thing.
use or
I
anything
think
like
it depends
that.
on your workflow. I think it depends on how you like to work, right?
Hmm.
So, um, I've tried everything that's out there, and it just really comes down to your workflow.
Your
I don't know
preference.
anything where you would use everything that they offer.
Right, right,
Does
right.
that make sense? So that's one of the reasons why we built the new SpeakerHub to be so simple for people to create courses and to manage everything because everything has a killer app. Does that make sense? Like, let me give you a great example. I think Go High Level did a great job of putting everything in one place. But the problem is that everything is in one place. So they take feedback from everybody and they build, and now it's just a hodgepodge of a lot of stuff,
Hmm.
right? But then when you look at something like ClickFunnels, they've put everything in one place, but you add them in individual modules. So you can have ClickFunnels and only use it for one thing,
Right.
and the other 9 things are never attached. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I think that there's different functions on how to go about it. But we can talk about it privately because I can
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
you
yeah,
through
yeah. I
it.
just it's
But yeah, I
just
mean,
to know.
we use Go High Level for our CRM function, like managing contacts, but and sending emails. But other than that,
Not much.
yeah, I mean, we
Okay.
got Maria. So like none of our funnels are like these drag and drop things. I mean, they're custom designed by Maria. Everything you see is designed by Maria, Angel, and Heidi. So there's no, oh, we're gonna custom do that. We're gonna use their template. Man, I put them templates in there, they get taken down within 15 minutes. They be like, we ain't using this, dude. What are you thinking about?
Right, right,
Uh,
right.
but that's the gist. So
Cool.
any speaking, Tondo, I want to help you. What questions do you have? Because I mean, they hear me every day, so they probably know everything I would ever talk to them about. I could go into a topic, but are there any things you want to know about podcasting, turning those into speaking gigs, how to find more guests, how to grow a podcast, how to monetize a podcast? I mean, I've done all of those things.
Yes, I think those are my questions right now, is just how to grow my audience. Yes, I know you have to be very consistent, which I am working on right now, my consistency on it. So that's where I'm at. I think the other reason why Siren recommended me to you is because I told her that because I started this organization where I host events where I teach women financial literacy within South Africa in partnership with an asset management firm. So I think that's the other reason why. And that's the only platform I have had in speaking
Mhm.
engagement. So yeah.
Gotcha. So let's talk about the podcast thing. So consistency is one of those words that means something different to everybody, right?
Mhm.
So to some people, you say you got to be consistent. They're saying you need to do a podcast every day. But to other people, they say you got to be consistent. That means do a podcast every week. Set a schedule and do it. If you're going to do it twice a week, do it twice a week. If you're going to do it once a week, do it once a week. For some people, they want to do a podcast once a month, right? So consistency is a broad term that I think we have to define, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't found anyone that grew a podcast without some type of marketing, right?
Mhm.
So I can put out a podcast every day. And I'll give you a great example of one. I'm going to show you one here. Let me pull this up, right? So I'm going to show you these people I know. They do a podcast every day. I mean, like literally every single day. And they put it on YouTube every day. And that person is me,
Mhm.
right? Now, we do these calls every day. Now, some of them have 1 view, 2 views, 3 views. No matter, I'm consistent as hell. That consistency don't turn into views. And I use this as an example because I can show
Yeah.
you the things where I get views. It's because I spend money to market them.
Okay.
So just being consistent and putting up great content and
Mhm.
helping people make money that are live on the call, the people that watch it outside here would be better off too, but they don't because YouTube don't want to show you stuff for free.
Mm.
YouTube want to show stuff that generates ad money for them. We may not have a lot of ad ready content. Does that make sense? So when they
Yeah.
use their algorithms to decide what they're going to put in front of people and put ads on, they probably don't pick us because we're not very ad friendly in a lot of ways. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So being consistent doesn't always turn into growth. You can see
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
I'm consistent. I mean, our thumbnails are consistent. I'm here
Mhm.
every single day. But when we look at the other speakers that have things that may have more views, we've probably generated more bookings and more revenue for the people that show up live, even though it's not getting 1,000 views. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah.
how do you take something that you're doing consistently and market it, right?
Mhm.
So, what you want to do, in my opinion, and you're in South Africa, right?
Yes.
All right. So, in South Africa, ads, are you on YouTube right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, the great thing about YouTube is that if you watch a video, they're going to put a relevant video over here for you. based on whatever you like or whatever the person likes. Does that make sense? But if you're
Yeah.
listening to a podcast, the podcast isn't going to suggest a different channel of similar content.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Because the
Mhm.
podcast keeps you in the podcast player. It doesn't refer you out to other things and give the person anxiety where they can pick over here and get bored and click on something else. So YouTube is a great place to be. But YouTube has a hack that I've learned is that let me ask you this. Would you rather be passive or proactive in the decisions that you make about your business?
Proactive.
Proactive, right? So
Yeah.
waiting on the YouTube algorithm, unless you're talking about some controversy, recent news, twerking in a bathing suit, doing something that gets attention, the algorithm don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So you got
Yeah.
to be proactive with it, meaning, all right, YouTube, I want to give you a penny for every view. If I can show this to 1,000 people, I got $10. I believe in my podcast enough to invest $10 into marketing it. Right? And let me show you what I mean by that. Down in South Africa, the YouTube ads are a lot less expensive than in the US.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go into my ad account here, Google Ads. Right? So you can see it's showing me different ads that I've run. I'm running ads in different videos. You see that? So I'm going to log in here and I'm going to show you ads that I've run to videos that I believe in because they're mine. Why isn't this opening? Let's see. Google, you don't like me, dog? All right, here it is. So I come in here and I can see different campaigns that I've run ads to. So one that's going right now, I think, is it's paused, but that's okay. It was to this video called Create It for More. And let me just go back and show you the all-time ad budget on this. So what I decided to do is I wanted people to see it. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it cost me $8 for every 1,000 people that saw that ad. I showed it to 10,000 people for $80. You don't have to do that, right? But 1,000 people is usually enough for most folks. Now, by showing this to more people and getting more views on that, watch what happened. I go over here to LinkedIn because maybe the target audience for that right? So you'll see different people came to me because they saw me on Create It for More. Hey, I saw you on We're Created for More. Well, I don't think that happens if I'm not running ads to it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to rely on their channel to be popular. Their channel isn't that popular. And that's nothing against them. They're great folks. We did a great interview. That interview has made me a heck of a lot of money. Right? But you can see, Claudine will tell you, hey, I saw you on Create It for More. On how to, you see what I mean? But that's the results of me running those ads. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer that, and that was me running it to the US. It's probably $2 per 1,000 in South Africa.
Yeah, it is.
Do you see what I mean? So you can get in front of a lot more women with the message that you have with your podcast. And then when people look at it, like, dude, she got 3,000 people that watched it because it's a YouTube ad. Most people ain't clicking that skip. And if they got smart TVs, they definitely not clicking it.
Yeah.
They're going to be listening to I'm Unavailable. And then right after that time, they're going to come on, hey, you want to learn about financial literacy? Check out my, and boom, because it just plays the whole YouTube video. If your video is an hour, it plays the whole YouTube video for an hour until they click skip. That's cheating.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how I would grow my viewership of a podcast. The next thing I would do is that I would actually create a simple product that I can sell or something, or build an email list with. There's somebody in South Africa who may listen to your show that wants to do their own podcast. They don't know how to set it up.
Yeah, I got asked that a lot by friends of friends of friends.
Yeah. So, you make a little quick guide, make a guide on how to set up a podcast, and then turn that guide into a YouTube course on how to set up a podcast, and you sell it. It's that simple. Maybe it's $5, but now that guide is now paying for the ads.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So you don't use the money from the business to survive. You use it to promote the business, to grow the apple, right? So you sell that little $5 course, $10 course, you make $50 a month. That's $50 more ad money. You show it to more people. Now more people are buying, and it's a flywheel that just keeps going. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's one way. The second way is you have to get in front of other audiences.
Mhm.
So you need to go on other people's podcasts. And then while you're on there, you let them know I have a podcast also. And then they find you and they come watch your podcast. So that's called a interview exchange,
Mhm.
where you go on their podcast and then you bring them on yours.
Yeah.
Right? Now, let me show you something. Let me show you a trick. This is why this ad thing works. Let me go to create it. We are created for more. That's the name of the channel. See them right here?
Mhm.
Right? Now, they got a lot of famous people. Look at this dude, Myron Golden. Everybody knows Myron Golden, right?
I do.
When we come over here to his videos, look, they got him in everything. Myron Golden's everywhere,
Mhm.
right? They're probably thinking, man, how is this damn Ron our second most popular video on our channel? We got to put more Myron Golden to push Ron down.
Mhm.
But every time I get out of first to second, I run more ads to it. Why? Because people say, oh, what's the most popular video? Cool, mine. I want mine to be podcast I go on. I want it to be number 2 or 3 on that channel, especially if it's a smaller channel.
That's true.
Do you see what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
I'm watching there all the time. I know okay, Myron, cool, perfect, right? Perfect. Now, let me tell you the cool thing. Who's a podcaster that you like that's on the same topic as you, or you think they have your target audience?
There's a few, but like in South Africa or just in
No, in the
general?
world, on Earth.
On Earth. There's so many. There's so
Name one.
many. Why can't I think of the name right now?
Okay, have you ever heard of this lady? You ever heard of this lady, Lisa Nichols?
Yes.
You've heard of Lisa Nichols?
Yes.
Do you admire Lisa Nichols?
Yes.
Do you think that the people that listen to Lisa Nichols will listen to you?
Yes.
Okay, let me show you a trick. So watch this. I'm gonna go over here to this ad, right? And they're gonna bring up where my ad at. Show it to me. Right. So I got my ad here. All time audiences and keywords, right? So the great thing about YouTube is that YouTube lets you pick who you want to run the ads to. Does that make sense? So I know that on Chantel's channel, they had who? Myron Golden. Right? But look what I was able to do. When I come in here to choose, I can choose to make my ads run just on his channel.
Wow.
Right? Ain't that dope? I can pick the channel I want the ads to run on. So if I say, you know what, I want my stuff to be on Lisa Nichols. Anytime somebody look up Lisa Nichols, if she got a channel, she ain't got no channel. Right? But let's pick another person. Who's someone else?
It's motivating the masses.
Motivating the masses. Let's see. Is that the name of it? Let's see. I'm unavailable. Okay, I don't know how to spell that. But let me show you another. Earn your leisure. Right? They got a channel. Earn your leisure right there. So I can say, Let me go. Did I spell it right? How did they misspell their own stuff?
No, she does have a.
Okay, here it is, right? So I could just, they got 3,000 videos and 1 million subscribers. I want to run it on their channel.
Mm.
So now I know that they got my audience. You see what I mean? Like, so that audience gonna see my ads.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
Make sense? So you can
Yeah.
pick topics, but you can pick channels. Put me on this person's channel. I want to be on their channel. They talk about whatever. I talk about Black women financials. So I want to be on Budgetnista. I want to be on her channel. Right? The
Mhm.
Budgetnista got a channel right here. I'm going to be on that one because she Black woman talking about finance and budgeting.
Mhm.
You see how this works? That is super duper leverage, as we like to say. Right?
Yeah.
Because now you know I mean, that is granular.
Yeah.
Right? Now watch this. I can type in Black women finance. And pick the videos that are on there. Black
Mhm.
women and money. YouTube videos, they got that. I can find one. But you see what I mean? Like you can pick that thing and get very granular on those channels. Got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much for that.
Oh no, I got you. Look, you think say Ron sent you over here to hang out with a bunch of idiots?
No, I didn't do that.
You think say Ron just sent you off to waste your time? No,
No.
It's so
she
funny,
did
Ron.
not.
Yeah. Yeah, I told her, I said, she said, was the experience for joining Speaker Hub? I said, it changed my business 99.9. So the 0.1, I just don't give you 100 so your head don't get bigger, Ron.
No. My head is already big enough. As John knows, John and I are competing to have the largest craniums. But let me show you something cool though. Watch this. So I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna go to my bidding because I think that this is important. 1 second. I want to go to my ad group settings, right? But you can see the ad that I'm running. Did you see the ad?
Yes.
The ad that I'm running is actually that that video. It's directly to that video that's 39 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I can see how long they watched it and all of that. But I want to go to the ad cost so I can see the bid. So I bid $10,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you can change all of that. And I'm going to show you 1 second here. And then I'll get your question really quickly. Valencia, give me a second. Why won't they let me upgrade my 1 second? All right, maybe it's here. No, put it back. Edit. All right. So budget per date. This isn't what I want to see. I want to see the bigger page. Goals. Yes. Country location. Right. So I can pick a different location. Right. And let's go to advanced search. Watch this. Check this out. So now I can put South Africa, the whole country. I can pick a city. Does that make sense? So
Mhm.
I can say, which are you in Cape Town? Where are you?
No, I'm in Johannesburg. I'm in Gauteng. It's
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's just use Jayberg right there. Bam. We got 4 million people we can reach.
Mhm.
Right. Now I can spread that radius out a little larger, but you see how I can get very well targeted,
Mhm.
right? And then now based on that, I can see, yes, I'm removing a location. Yes. But then I can come in here and then, come on, show me my locations. I want to see my target bids. So now I can go in and I can say, well, what's my bid strategy? I can pick how I want to bid, and it usually will show me my estimated views. So let me see if they used to have this in a cool page. 1 second. Um, right. So they used to run it over here, but now they bring you over into this goofy thing, and I hate this. But let's see. Maybe I can show you anyway. Want to get more views, right? And I'm going to pick any video. It don't matter. Let me just pick one. And then I want to do the targeting so they can show me what the price is so you can see. I'm doing this so you can see what the prices are. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I want advanced targeting so you can pick all of this stuff. And I may want only the people that speak English because all of my stuff is in English. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, how many views would I get on $200?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I can put in $10. Right. So on $10, I'm probably going to get anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
But 8 to 22,000 people going to see it. Now, let me define what a view is on YouTube. A view is if somebody watches your ad for at least 30 seconds and they don't click skip.
Mm-hmm.
If they click skip, it don't count. So you don't
Mm-hmm.
even pay for it if they click skip under 30 seconds.
Okay.
So that is 3,000 people that watched at least 30 seconds of you talking. So the best thing to do is to get into it. When you start that video, get right into it. Today, guys, I'm going to tell you something super duper exciting. I have a great guest. Her name is Tando Mazabuko out of South Africa. She is the queen of personal finance for young women in South Africa. Stay tuned. We're going to get right into it. Like, tell me what I'm going to get right off the bat.
Okay.
That way they get to decide in that 30 seconds
Okay.
if they're going to click skip or not, if they're going to keep watching. Does that make sense? Have you ever thought about how everybody seems like the more money they make, the more they complain about not having enough money? Well, we're going to cover that today on our show, right? Because, you get into it and they're like, yeah, I feel like that. I got a raise, but I'm still broke. And I keep getting a raise, but I'm still don't have any money because your spending keep going up.
Yes.
Lifestyle went up with your money. Oh, I got a better car. I want a better couch. I want all those things you were dreaming about when you didn't have it. You bought it. Now you don't have it anymore. And you dream again and you stay that way. But you got to have a hook at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You got 30 seconds to keep them watching. On the videos that I run ads to, we have our average watch time is 22 minutes on an ad.
Wow.
Right? 22
Yeah.
minutes. And you can see all of that inside of your YouTube. They'll walk you through all that and tell you when people are bailing out on the ad and everything. Because your ad watch will be different than your actual YouTube video watches. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Got it.
So I don't want to give a full ad class, but I think that this is something that everybody on here can benefit from because when you go on your speaking gigs and they put you up on that podcast, you probably want to promote yourself. If you're relying on the podcaster to promote you, you're doing it wrong. If you're relying on the YouTube algorithm to put you in front of people that's going to bring you money, YouTube ain't stupid. They trying to make money too. All right. Valencia, what's your question? Y'all should meet up. Y'all look, I'm gonna do the American thing. Y'all both in Africa. Y'all like right down the street.
Yeah, I know. We
Nowhere near
cousins.
each other.
Yes. So I love this idea, Ron, about the YouTube. And so you kind of went over it. Your ad can be that actual podcast. And so
No,
it'll
it is
play,
the podcast. Not can't be. Put that podcast link in there. It is the podcast.
it is there. But then also, will this also help build like if it's our podcast, right? It'll help build our channel, correct? We can get more subscribers and things that way. Can we do it that
Yeah,
way?
more people will subscribe, and the views from the ads show up on the actual video. So
Great.
you notice I said on that one channel, right? Myron Golden was ahead of me. And I ran some ads to get back ahead of him. Right?
Okay,
The
okay,
views
got
stick.
you.
I don't want any podcast with me with 2 views on it.
Right.
So because that's not really a big focus of our YouTube channel, we do this for live. We just posted to have it out there, right? But once we finish some of our main initiatives, y'all gonna check back on the SpeakerHub channel in 3 months. And you're gonna say, holy crap, how did all of a sudden they went from no views to 10,000 views on their videos? Because we're gonna start marketing it. We're just not marketing right now. I'm practicing, I'm getting better. Right?
Okay.
This is all me practicing in public. I want y'all to see these terrible conversations that I had at the beginning and how I've gotten better at explaining these things. This is the 4th time I've gone over YouTube videos and how to do this on the channel. Every time it's a lot easier. The first time I tried to do it, YouTube changed the thing. I didn't realize that. I'm like, oh, guys, let me see if I can find it. And it was just 5 minutes of wasted time. So then, you know what I did? After the thing, I went and found a way to do it, came back and said, hey, I figured that out. Right? And then now they changed it again. As you see, I couldn't get in, so I got to go find out where they done hit my thing again. But that's part of getting better. You're always improving your skills. You're on more stages. You're willing to teach in public. Now, here's why I do this every day. Let me explain this before we get back to you, Valencia. We got to get rid of this idea that we got to be perfect before we're presentable. Everybody done had their mama do this. She don't need you to be perfect. You still had that chocolate and your face stink the whole day. You like, why'd she do that to my face? You smell her gum on your face all day. You like, this is the worst, right? Yeah, okay, black folks know what I'm talking about. Don't act like your mama ain't never licked her finger and rubbed it on your face. Right before you went into church or before you went in, boy, come here. And they tuck your pants in and you're like, this is the worst, right? But she wasn't trying to get you perfect. She wanted her son to be presentable. Does that make sense? So a lot of times we don't even get out there because we want to be perfect. See, everybody that's on this, you go back to October, we ain't have no lights. My couch used to be perfect. My son jumped on it and tore it. It's going to stay right there. It's going to be imperfect. A reminder that don't buy nothing that he can tear up. But he came in here one day and was jumping on the couch. Ripped a hole in it. Cool. It's just going to be there. I'll hide it with my arm. I sit here like this all day so y'all can't see it. But all I'm trying to say is we try to get too perfect. So then we end up not doing anything. We don't get on any stages. We don't put out our courses. We don't put out, as if you can't re-record the crappy video. How many times, now look, let me tell you why video courses are a complete hack that works. How many of y'all have ever learned something from audio? Listening to a podcast with no video. You learn the lyrics to songs over the radio, right? So even if your podcast got terrible video and your setting is terrible, they can always just click it off and listen to you if they really wanted to hear what you had to say. So y'all investing all this money in fancy sets and got to get this camera and I'm going to start. It's like, dude, somebody with nothing that's just talking with a faceless video on Loom with a slideshow is taking your money. Because I gotta work on this. No, you don't. Just get out there. You know why I do this live? Because I can't edit it. Y'all should see me try to do a video when I got to do it on my own. It'd be 100 takes. Like, dang, I should have just taught this on the class. Because oh man, I said that wrong. Man, and then you don't get any feedback when you by yourself. So there's no facial expressions. You tell a joke, you're in the room. I'm in here laughing by myself. My kids come in like, Papa, ¿qué pasó? And I'm like, oh, I got to explain to my kids that I'm not losing my mind. Because they like, he in there laughing, but ain't nobody on the thing. He talking to himself. My son literally said that one day. She says, he told his mom, he said, mi papá is hablando con su mismo. In video llamada. He talking to himself on a video call. He had no idea I was recording something. He see the Zoom window because I recorded Zoom and I do all my stuff in Zoom. He's like, he talking to himself. He crazy. Right? But that's it. Because it's hard to laugh at your own joke. He like, what you laughing about? You talking to you. It feels goofy. So go live at the beginning because you get audience feedback. You see whether they are buying into what you're talking about. You see whether they're picking up what you put down, as we like to say. Right? Exactly, Kevin. Right? So that would be my advice. Get out there before you're perfect. And you ain't got to promote it. Probably ain't nobody gonna see it anyway. All of these videos, ain't nobody see these videos but y'all. And then we just go and edit this stuff out. I don't want it in there anyway. I'd be like, hey, take that out. I said that word I wasn't supposed to say on YouTube. Delete that. But the content is out. I'm getting better. Make sense? So, Valencia, what's your other question?
Okay. So I'm trying to get it together because I wanted to lead to the money, all of the promotion. So even in our descriptions, we may put links and things like that in there. That'll already be in the ad, because if they go to the description, they'll see them.
Well, the ad is going to put a link on there anyway, right? So what I would do, here's what you do. Let me tell you what I used to do, right? When I was a kid, I grew up in East St. Louis. East St. Louis isn't the best part of St. Louis, right? So you got dreams. So when I learned how to drive, they got a neighborhood in East St. Louis, in St. Louis, called Ladue. And they got all the bananas houses, like holy smokes. I never seen nothing like that. I couldn't afford it. I was 16. I could drive through it and look. Someday I'm gonna have me one of them, right? And I would drive through and look. And I would go to the Bentley and the Lamborghini dealership and the Mercedes dealership. I can't afford none of them cars, but they can't stop me from looking. They don't charge you to walk around on the lot and look and get better. Does that make sense? When I learned how to buy businesses, I would put in a thing like I was going to buy it, didn't have a penny, but I get all the financials and I get to look through and learn how to look at the financials of the business so that I can practice. Go in there and create an ad and practice. You ain't got to put no money in there. Just go see what it looked like. Go window shop the ad. Go set it up. See what it costs per thousand. See which video you want to put in there. See which different ideas. And set up a bunch of fake ads just to get used to the system. We don't do that. I'm going to tell you, let me go ahead and kill the thing in the room. Your first ad, you're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to put in $100 and ain't nobody going to buy nothing. But just learn from it. Look, oh man, okay, so it only cost me $2 to get in front of 1,000 people and this many people clicked. Dude, okay, so I got 15 clicks, but then nobody signed up. So let me work on that part to see if I can get the next 15 people. I can get one person to sign up. You see what I mean? We just got to get better. I'm going to tell you a funny story. Let me see if I can find the photo of it. Let me take the photo and bring this photo up. So I moved to the Dominican Republic back in 2016, 2015, something like that, right? But I'm going to bring this up here. And let me pause this video for a second. Go back. Now we can record back. Perfect. Any other questions or comments about how do you build your presence, right? To get more exposure for the work that you're doing. You're recording all of these videos. You're putting out all of these podcasts. You're making all of this content. It's okay if you're using it to get better, but if you can still put it out there, you can still drive traffic to that content, right? So come back in 3 months and look at these same old videos and you'll see the numbers won't be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to run the heck out of the ads. Raymar is already chopping these up to make them shorts. We got a lot of segments that we're going to be putting out. We just haven't gone into marketing mode yet at SpeakerHub. But marketing mode starts June the 20th at the Pro Speaker Summit focused on product when we launch the new SpeakerHub. Ann McNeil is back. Wait, you back in America? Hey, she made it. 6 months on the boat. You know, she was out there surfing. I saw her on the surfboard. She was doing it. Hang 10, right? She had a great time. So any questions or comments about what we do at SpeakerHub? No, no. And did you see the new course builder? Did you see the new
And
huh?
for Ange.
Miss McNeil?
Oh,
You.
no,
Yep.
no, I didn't
Did you
see.
see the new course builder that we built?
No, not yet.
You didn't see the new thing for SpeakerHub?
No, not
Let
yet.
me show y'all some magic.
Thank
In the last 3 minutes, we're gonna talk
you.
about this course
Thank
thing
you.
every day,
Thank you.
right? I want to show y'all the new speaker page and everything. So let me log out here and log into my other account. And I'm going to show you all, for some of y'all, this will be the 13th time you've seen it. For some of you guys, it's going to be the first time. And I promise you, it will be memorable. So I want to use Miss McNeil, and I want to walk through some things. I want to ask you a question. With all of the speakers that you know, how many of them have courses or trainings that they should be offering or coaching programs?
I don't know many that currently have courses. I don't
Okay.
have a course, for example.
Okay. Right. And what's held you back?
What's held me back from doing the platform, number one, and content. I mean, I know I have a lot of information, but just having an understanding on what to do with it and platform to put it on has helped.
Okay.
Yes.
No, that is very, 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 very important. Right. So I'm gonna show you something about the future of SpeakerHub. So we got Ann McNeil's page here, right? Can y'all see this page? So I want to segment this out so we only have a couple windows because I got 13 windows open. So I want to put that on the thing, and I want to put that's one. And where's the other one I want? All right, and then I want this one in this same window. Give me a second here. Right? All right, so let's start with this, right? So Ann has a great website. It's beautiful. I mean, wonderfully designed, signature red. She's everywhere, right? It's incredible. Now, what she mentioned is that I have all of this stuff. I've written books. How many books have you written?
5.
5 books, right? But wouldn't it be great if someone could buy the book and get the video course and get the video outline and all of that, right? In an easy way. So here at SpeakerHub, what we did is we redesigned the speaker page. So for everybody who's a lifetime member, this includes you too, Ann, this is the new speaker page design. This is what it looks like. But guess what you can sell right on your speaker page? Courses, books, products. Whatever your products are, you can sell them right on the page, right? So when someone comes to the page now, they click here, look, your speaker reel just plays right off the bat. 100% better than the old speaker page where you got to scroll all the way to the bottom for them to find out about you, right? Now, that's just one element of it. This is the web version of it. But what does it look like if I said, you know what? I need to talk to some other people inside of SpeakerHub. I want to see what the other 64,000 speakers are doing. Well, I can come in here and we got a news feed now. This isn't the live version. I'm just showing you what's going to be there. So all these conversations, yeah, Ron, I knew it. I knew he said that. You can say all of that right on here. I need to contact such and such. I'm looking for it. I got a speaking gig I can't go to. Is there anybody who talks on this that's interested that want to be referred? I can put that now in the activity feed because we're with our homies. We're with our friends. So our 64,000 speakers are now in one major group on SpeakerHub, right? But then for those, depending on what level of speaker you are, now you have your own individual groups based on what level of speaker you are, where you are. If you're an expert elite speaker, you shouldn't get the same content as the person that's just figuring it out. But the person that's just figuring it out shouldn't be up here trying to give them advice either. So we got to do the segment so that we got the right people getting the right message at the right time. Right? But here's another thing that everybody's been asking for. How do I get into SpeakerHub Pro? Oh, we got a link right inside that will automatically just log you into your SpeakerHub Pro. You won't have to go through this whole thing right here. It'll work like this. let me go back and I'll show you. Here's how to work. When you're logged in into SpeakerHub, we'll have single sign in. So once you're signed in here, now you just click here and we automatically would just put you in the pro. So much easier. Instead of having to log into 2 separate things, remember 13 different passwords, those days are gone. Is this helpful?
Yes. Yes.
Right? But here's the thing that we were asking about. Those products that was on that person's news feed, how did they create them? So now you have a product dashboard. In this product dashboard, you can see the courses that you've taken within SpeakerHub, but you also get to be an instructor. Does that make sense? So now I can come over and I can create a new course. I come in and it takes me to my course page here. Right? So you see my course? Right? So what would you call your course? And
Niche to be rich.
niche to be rich. You got something about that on your webpage?
I don't know.
Where do you talk about that at? You talk about it on LinkedIn?
Yeah, talk about it in my keynotes. As
Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's do that. Watch this. So YouTube, you have a keynote on here?
I don't know if I have a keynote. A keynote.
There it is. Niche to be rich. We got you.
Okay.
You see that? We got you right here. Niche to be rich. Make sense?
Yes.
So I want to take this and I'm going to take this video here. Right? And I'm going to do something. This is a little bit more advanced, but let me just go to Comey. And here on Comey, I'm going to go ahead and get a transcript. Now, you don't have to do this, but I want to show like the true power of what we have. Right? So now I go here on Comey. I got the full transcript. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'm going to take that, just copy it. And I'm going to come up here and what should we put the description, niche to be rich and all of that? Right? But we wouldn't be SpeakerHub if we made you do that. So now I can say, create a course based off the idea of niche to be rich mentioned in this podcast interview. And then I just paste that there. That's all I got to do. And I'm going to hit generate. And our AI is going to go ahead, read through this interview, and create the entire course for you. And niche to wealth, mastering targeted success strategies. So give it about 5 more seconds, and you're going to start seeing the description, the outline, and everything already done for you. Right? So there's the course, there's the outline. Does these sound like what you talked about on there?
Yes. Yes.
Right? Give it a few more seconds. All right? So now it's all done. How cool is that?
Awesome.
Right? So now what would you do now? Now you got the outline. What's the next step?
You have to market it and promote it.
Well, I mean, it's not live yet. This is just the outline. Right? So now you got to go put it into the course builder, right? So we got copy and paste. Let's copy the description, right? So we highlight this, and then we go put that in the description thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, right. But that wouldn't be SpeakerHub, right? At SpeakerHub, we don't do any of that. We got software. We got the best engineers in the world. So give it 5 seconds, and it just builds it all out for you. So the description's already there. The curriculum and all the settings are already there. No more playing with Go High Level, trying to figure out all of their junk. We already got it here. Right?
Right.
So now I got to make my video for this, understanding niche markets. Well, what do you need to make the video? Oh, I need a script. Create my script on this topic. And then I just paste it in there. Boom. And now I'm going to make your video. Let's demo your video, right? You ready? I'm gonna let you read it. I want you to read it there. All right, so go ahead. Can you see it there?
Welcome. Yes, start with welcome, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to this lesson on niche markets, where we deliver into their essence, characteristics, and significance for targeted success. A niche market is focused segment of a broader market defined by its unique preferences, needs, and identity. These markets are characterized by specificity, limited competition, and strong customer loyalty.
How cool is that? Right? So boom. Now you got your transcript, and now you just got to make the video. Just turn on your camera, read this, video done. Right? How cool is this? This is the future. This is now for everyone who has a lifetime account. You will get access to this week, right? I want to make it pay. Cool. I can charge. Normally it's going to be $199. No, today I'm gonna give it to y'all for $49. So I can put the regular price and the sales price right there. If I want to turn it into a coaching program, I can make a subscription. Well, I can say I want them to pay $99 a month. Right? I can make them pay $99 a month, but if they sign up right now, I'll give it to them for $79 a month. So now my coaching program with the subscription is already there. If I want to charge an enrollment fee, maybe I don't want it to just be that. I want it to be $100 to sign up and then $50 a month. I can do that. Subscription and one-time purchase. This is not the future. This is the now. This will be available for all lifetime members at the end of this week and for everybody else on SpeakerHub on June the 20th.
Wow.
Thoughts? EJ, you see what you got? We listened to you, EJ. I done had a lot of conversation with EJ about how complex this stuff is. Thoughts, feedback.
Like incredible. Thank you, Miss Ann, for being the example for us today. That was great. You answered my questions within that segment.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how easy it is. There's no excuse anymore for a speaker to not have a product.
Wow.
Right? Last year, we said there was no excuse for a speaker to not be on the stages they wanted to be on. So we gave you SpeakerHub Pro. You can proactively pitch. Right? But now we're saying, hey, there's no excuse for you not to have a product to sell. You got to have content. You got to be out there. Got to pre-sell it. We got something coming up with that too. But you got to have content. You got to have a product. You got to speak to sell, not just get paid to speak. So we can't tell you that and not give you the tools. Everybody was mad. Oh, where's the speaker launch formula course? Wait a minute. We building something. Let us cook. We don't want to put our stuff on some crappy system when we know what we cooking. Let us cook. Give us a couple minutes. Right? So let me show you what's happening. Right? So with what you just saw there, we just eliminated $1,300 worth of software. You no longer need to pay for a directory. You don't have to go out and pay for podcast leads. You can go to our competition and buy them, but you're gonna need to come back because you're gonna be able to send them. You go buy leads from Charlie Jane, perfectly fine. She's gonna give you a spreadsheet, but you're gonna need some place to send them. You can go get things from Iman. Iman's a great friend, got great data, but you're gonna need somewhere to send the emails from. A lot of y'all pay for SpeakerFlow, perfectly fine. ClickFunnels, Go High Level, Kajabi. I don't need none of that now because I already got my funnel. Right? Email newsletters, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign. You don't need none of those. You can send your newsletters from here. OpenAI. You see our AI is already built in. We don't do that outside prompting stuff. Teachable. You don't need that. You got a store right on your speaker page. A speaker coach. You got the dopest dude in the world. I don't know his name, but he shows up every day and he don't charge you for coaching. Shows you how to build a real business, not just this fake crap. I ain't got a dream to sell you, right? You want to be in PR, you're going to have to go get Prowly. And if you need QR codes, go pay for Talkadot. Altogether, you're going to have to pay $1,400 a month. We're making this available. You can start off at $19 with some of them. You can move up to e-commerce for $39, $49, depending on how many courses you want. And if you want access to SpeakerHub Pro, which includes every plan, includes the things beneath, you can start getting on podcast and selling your stuff for under $100 and have a product live in 2 hours. And those 2 hours, an hour and 45 minutes of those 2 hours is you recording the videos. There it is. I'm not dropping my mic because I need it, but I would have. If I was on stage and it was some other company's mic, I would drop the mic and walk off. But not my mic, is mine, right? Bonnie, questions, comments, concerns?
Wow. Just wow. So one question you just answered going through that list was about newsletters, but I have a question beyond that. I've been writing a newsletter for a while, twice a month, and it just goes out to an email list that I have in a CRM. I was looking into a brief course on how to change that newsletter into a monetized blog, and I don't know anything about that. I'm looking at that potential, but does anybody have any thoughts on doing that? And that's what you're saying we can do.
So what is a monetized blog? Because I think so you're gonna run into some issues, right? And here's what I mean by that. In order for a blog to be effective, you need what? Traffic.
What?
You need traffic.
Oh, yes.
You need traffic. Somebody got to show up and come read the blog, right? So you can put the content out there, but you got to get people to the traffic. So monetization of something like that only comes through traffic. So we call that an arbitrage business, where you're going to spend money to drive traffic and hopefully the ads pay you more than what you're paying for the ads.
Just the thought of it makes my eye roll.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to present it that way, so that you can roll your eyes and don't think about that.
Okay.
Don't waste your time on that. That's somebody that's selling you some stuff that. Go ahead, Ange.
Oh, it's Michelle's question. I just noticed your hand was up, so I'll let you ask.
Okay. Wait, let me finish with Bonnie real quick. Give me
I'm
a
not
second.
done. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you see what I mean, Bonnie? So, I mean, I think that would be a distraction. If I were your coach, I would tell you, don't worry about that. Learn to sell more of your stuff. Get on more podcasts to drive sales to your stuff, to put the traffic in somebody else's hands and hope that somebody wants to read the article. Make a video, run ads to the video, force it in front of people.
Okay. So seeing the newsletter on SpeakerHub, what is the point of putting it on there? Where would it go? What are we doing with that?
Because guess what? People come and they buy your products and your services. There's an option to sell a free course. Wouldn't it be great we get 350,000 unique visitors, 1.3 million visitors in total, but unique. Some people come back. We get 1.3 million visits every month to SpeakerHub, looking through all of our speakers and our directory. Our goal is to have them look through your courses. Do you know how many people visit Udemy looking for courses and answers, right? But wouldn't it be great if, let me tell you all the difference. This is the stuff I usually don't want to talk about, but